Welcome to this exciting tour on the Battle of Super Earth. We here at the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Truth would like to thank you for doing your mandatory recreational museum day. You will not be compensated for missed work, and failure to complete this tour and spend at least 1 hour in the museum after the tour means you will be investigated for unpatriotic behavior. Now, as you saw from this exciting exhibit, at 14:22 Super Earth Standard Time, multiple monitoring stations watching Meridia caught large amounts of illuminated ships exiting the wormhole. This event confirms to the public that the Meridia Singularity is not a black hole, but actually a wormhole through time and space. As we can see, the Illuminate ignored the nearby infestations of Terminids and made a straight shot to Widow's Harbor. I put super credits into a business there, and it failed 3 days before the Illuminate invasion, so woohoo, lucky me. My invasion insurance wouldn't help me. Now, as the Squid Menace began its rapid movements and the invasion of Widow's Harbor, Super Earth and multiple ministries began making predictions of the Illuminate's final goal: Super Earth itself. Ooh, scary. The battle proving to be inevitable, the Helldivers and local sea foretold to slow and damage the fleet as much as democratically possible, buying time for humanity's homeworld and the birthplace of equality and a managed democracy to build its defenses. Now, if you follow me, please, here's a diorama exhibit of the Battle of Widow's Harbor, and the two next to it are New Haven and Peelin 5. Please enjoy these. I'm gonna be over here just fucking off for a minute, whatever. Glad you all feel so democratic. Now please check out some real found footage straight from the battlefield and front lines of these planets. The battle began on the planet of Widow's Harbor. The local Seaf and nearby Helldivers are caught off guard by the surprise attack. The Helldivers from across the galaxy rally to the defense of Widow's Harbor. The Illuminate fleet, with over a century of prep time and new enemies, including their failed voteless experiments, began rapidly taking the planet. Anyways, the DSS comes to its aid, but the Illuminate menace is prepared. Ooh. With special anti-democracy space station weapons, the DSS becomes severely damaged and it makes an emergency FTL jump to Clarel for repairs. Without the support of the DSS, Widow's Harbor's defense begins to falter even faster. The Helldivers, Seaf, and even the patriotic civilians fight with all their democratic might and sacrifice themselves for the defense of our Federation's heart. Super Earth! The Great Host heads to Peelin 5, and with 2 days of fighting, the planet is lost to the Squid's oppressive grasp. What a shock! And then New Haven is under attack. I hope you enjoyed this enthralling footage. Now, please follow me into the next room for the next exhibit. This exhibit is Phase 1, or Days 1 through 3 for the Titanic Battle of Super Earth. Before we get into the day of the Battle of Super Earth, let's talk about each megacity. Beep, 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 beep. Oh, actually, it's my lunch break. I'm letting Phil take over. You mean it? Don't be annoying. No, I'm gonna go fucking smoke. I'll be back. Just talk about the megacity. Don't do your stupid ass games. It's so nice to meet you all. I'm Phil, and I know he said not to, but let's play a quick game to learn about all the... I guess no break today. I guess I don't get a fucking break today. Thanks a lot, Phil. Get the fuck out of here. Thanks, Phil. I guess I don't get a break today. Now, megacities. Sorry about him. I'd rather have you deal with me than him. Now, megacities. First, we have our Federation's proud capital, Prosperity City. Home to the Democratic Council, our proud capital is a beacon of progress, productivity, and patriotism. So why my ex-wife doesn't live there anymore. She moved to a colony. Then we have Administrative Center 02. Each form and application that passes through the hallowed halls of Admin Sen is emblazoned with the stamp of ages, and should be given a place of honor in the home, which, lucky me, we sent our divorce paperwork there, and now it's gone thanks to Squid Plasma. Now, after we go through all those negotiations, if anyone goes a really good lawyer for pro bono, please let me know after the tour. Next up, Port Mercy. Since sheltering millions of loyal refugees in the last Great War, Port Mercy has been a safe haven for any A-class citizen in need. Equality on Sea. Named for the historic conference where humanity was found to be the most equal species in the galaxy. Unlike my divorce. Remembrance City. Risen from the ashes of an ancient city, Remembrance is a monument to the perseverance of humankind. York Supreme. Following the Great York Conundrum, I'm not explaining it, you can go on your free time, explore the west wing of the museum. It talks about it there. One city rose above the rest, leading to hold its hand over all other Yorks, so that no more blood be spilt between them. The Great York Conundrum. Eagleopolis. The Great Heart of Commerce is a renowned galaxy-wide for its grand shopping malls and splendorous entertainment centers. And believe it or not, the place where the Illuminate first made planetfall on our proud home was actually Eagleopolis. I actually went past to visit the pyramids for 50% off, but with no city there, I don't even know if the pyramids are there, I have no reason to go now. Wish I saw those before it was too late at the Super Pyramid. Maybe if I took Sharon, she wouldn't have found... Continuing, the Illuminate began a ravenous assault to eat at the heart of democracy. Our Eagle pilots from the ground and from super destroyers were also delayed due to the Illuminate's interdiction efforts, greatly reducing our Eagle freedom dispensing capabilities. As the fight raged on into day 2, Illuminate began to put boots, feet, tentacles, hooves, tyrannical steppers down onto Remembrance City and Equality on Sea. The invasion of Super Earth was now spread across multiple sectors, 2, 5, and 6. During the start of Phase 1 for this grand battle, High Command realized that if we eliminated 2.5 billion Illuminate, that their decrease in numbers would also cause a sudden shortage of squid for operating and supplying their invasion. This would deal bonus damage to the Great Host strength, reducing its capability. The Helldivers with Seif support completed this major order. With the damage they did to the fleet plus the bonus damage, the Great Host was reduced to 49% max operating capacity. Yes, I have to say stuff like this as part of the script, otherwise I don't get my bonus that I need to pay my late utility bills. Now, Eagleopolis was a tug-of-war for the first 2 days, but the Illumina offensive shifts caught the defending forces off guard. On the 3rd day, the unbelievable happened, and Eagleopolis, the shopping center of the galaxy, where I bought a wedding ring for a large loan of super credits, fell, and yet this still didn't cause my loan to default. With the destruction of Eagleopolis, Super Earth learned once a city was lost, it wasn't just to conquer the city, the squids began methodical and tyrannical destruction of it, meaning it couldn't be reliberated. You were supposed to join in there. The fall of Eagleopolis had a lasting effect on the siege of the planet. With the loss of so much personnel, all reinforcements were reduced indefinitely by 1. However, luckily for us, we began to win the War of the Skies, and Eagles could now move more freely within the planet's atmosphere, stabilizing their rearm time. Before we exit, here's some real footage from a Democracy officer. This is Democracy Officer Yularen, and a special thanks to all the Helldivers and Seif that sacrificed themselves for Super Earth. We honor and salute you, brave souls, especially those who are standing with us today. We salute you, and your tour guide should have saluted you. Okay, have a wonderful exhibit tour. Enjoy your time at the museum. Okay, is it over? Oh, it's over. Now, let's continue to the next exhibit. This exhibit represents Phase 2, or days 4 through 8 of the battle. During this phase, Administrative Center 02 was attacked. Our brave Seif defenders and Helldivers were spread as thin as my finances after alimony. During this period of time, we lost 2 more megacities, Administrative Center 02 and Remembrance City. We will always remember you, Remembrance City. Sorry, I'm required to at least say a few jokes, otherwise my boss gets a little upset. Just pretend it was funny. And these jokes are also why my daughter stays with her mother. That and the copious amount of stims I do daily just to function. Moving on, Equality on Sea did a massive dip, to be precise at around 4:37 p.m. on May 24th, Super Standard Time. The companion app that allows Helldivers to track liberation percentages said Equality on Sea was at about 21.087%. Yes, sir, you had a question.
I believe I was at the battle and it said 22% when I was there.
Sir, due to time zones and FTL info relay delay, things can be off by up to 3%, give or take. Plus, can you be certain that your time when you checked the liberation percentage was the exact same time when we checked it here at the Ministry of Education? Continuing, although the defense of Equality on Sea was low... Sir, I don't care. I'm going to please calm down, or I'll have to ask you to leave. Thank you. Now, due to the loss of 2 megacities and their evacuations, Pelican extraction time for Helldivers was increased by 30 seconds. As well, the planet-wide defense network took a blow, like how I did when my landlord saw me talking to his 20-year-old daughter. In other words, a sucker punch to the face and the nuts. The defense network caused coordination of any orbital stratagems for the Helldivers to have a longer cooldown, due to less coordination and communication between ships, stratagems, and ground forces. Now, due to the loss of 2 cities, an emergency protocol was initiated. The protocol was Super Defense Protocol Sapphire. I'm supposed to make this engaging by asking if you know and whatever, but I don't care. So, the protocol was Super Defense Protocol Sapphire. A Super Defense Protocol is a costly measure to only be used when democracy needs it most. It's the opposite of Avatar. When the world needed him most, he vanished. I'm hip. I'm okay. Protocol Sapphire converted the last rainforest on Super Earth into airstrips for eagles. This reduced eagle cooldown by 30 seconds. By 45 seconds. We'll have to verify. Towards the end of this phase of the invasion, Port Mercy and York Supreme became under attack, leaving only Prosperity City, I gotta sound happy for this part. Leaving only Prosperity City, our Federation's gorgeous capital, untainted by tyrannical squids. I want to slam my head against something. During this time, the Helldivers were also notified that the damaged DSS was nearing final repairs, and a fraction of the Helldivers redeployed to the bot front, where alongside the bot divers that were getting us medals and causing a diversion of false strength so the bots didn't take more planets during the Battle of Super Earth. The major order at the time ended in a failure, preventing bonus damage to the fleet. However, damage done to the fleet was not for nothing, as the Illuminate's fleet strength was rapidly dwindling every day. Not just like my marriage, but just like my current dating life. I know she's your daughter, but she likes me, so if I pay rent on time, can we? Continuing, there were multiple megacities on the verge of collapse at this point, and now we enter the final phase and getting ever closer to the end of this liberty-inspiring tour. Phase 3. Please follow me into the next room. So we enter the final exhibit and phase of this operation. The Helldivers that joined the bot divers for the space stations did end up... Please get off the Hell Pod. It's not stable. That is a real Hell Pod. You can look and take photos. You cannot climb on it. Thank you. There are multiple signs. I will have to escort you out and fail your mandatory museum recreation day if you continue. Thank you. Where was I? The Helldivers that joined the bot divers for the space stations did end up gathering the needed materials for the DSS, causing its repairs to rapidly finalize, and with new protocols, strategies for defense against Illuminate anti-DSS tech, and fully supplied, finally arrived to Super Earth to aid in its defense. I forgot to mention, but during this last exhibit, a supply shortage did emerge for ammo and stims for all military forces, but with the DSS arriving to Super Earth, our home and proud planet, supply shortages were fixed, and using the DSS action Eagle Blockade, a mix of Orbital Blockade and Eagle Storm, the Democracy Space Station proved to be a vital asset for this battle. However, right before the DSS could arrive, the supply shortages and an ever-shifting Illuminate offensive caused the fall of Port Mercy and York Supreme. For a brief period, only Equality on Sea was getting attacked, but still we held out and kept it safe, with review bombs emerging from the lack of ability to fully liberate a city on a planet that is actively and constantly being attacked. But after the fall of Port Mercy and York Supreme, 2 more defense protocols were activated, Protocol Diamond and Protocol Ruby, giving access and use of the Orbital Napalm Barrage and the Fast Recon Vehicle to all Helldivers. As military personnel were being spread thinner and thinner, all Helldiver reinforcements received an additional -3 in total to their reinforcement budget. Now, technically, chronologically, I would mention this satellite bug major order next, but I want to talk about them last, as they receive more hate from museum enjoyers. So, before that, on the 10th day of fighting, Prosperity City came under attack, but this attack was desperation. By this point, the Great Host was now becoming the Little Host. The fleet of tyranny was now reduced down to 10% by this point, and was cravenly like a rabid tyrannical beast trying to attack our last remaining megacities. Although exhausted, the Helldivers and Sea Forces rallied together and made their final stand against oppression. On the 11th day, the sun rose on Super Earth. Equality on Sea and our capital, Prosperity City, stood standing, and the Illuminate fleet broke as they hit democracy's ramparts. The Battle of Super Earth was won! Now follow me to the Bug Divers area. This will be the most passionate you see me today, so when writing a review or complaining to my boss, just think of me when I'm talking about this part of the tour. During the Battle of our capital, what do you think the Bug Divers were doing? Minus a tiny bit of oil, absolutely nothing. The major order to stop a terminated attack on a planet whose satellites were being retrofitted to send malware straight into the Illuminate fleet, which dealt 5% damage, by the way. Where was the Bug Divers? Where were the Bug Divers in Fort Union's defense? On Terek. The divers on Fort Union, a good chunk of them came from Super Earth. There were a few Bug Divers at Fort Union, I won't deny that, but most of them were on Terek, and the Bug Divers didn't even take Terek till the days following the Battle of Super Earth. Not one planet was taken by the Bug Divers during the fight for Super Earth. Yet consistently, a quarter to a third of Helldivers were fighting bugs. Consistently. The bugs, minus Fort Union, made no push anywhere, and minus a slight influx of E710, I'll give them that, they didn't even help with their own specially made major order. If anyone knows a good therapist, can you give me yeah. Okay, that's the end of the tour. Okay, now's your time to enjoy hating the bug divers who are one step away from chaos divers, or face the wall divers. Their hatred is music to my ears. And that's all for the tour. I won't answer any questions. No, you cannot have my ex-wife's number. I am available, and she's not listening. Just stay your mandatory state sanctioned hour, or free time at least, and I'm gonna go smoke and cry my sorrows whilst eating a whole cheesecake from Super Cheesecake Factory. I have to say this somewhat lively, built out of respect and because of my job, but special thanks to all the Helldivers and Seif that sacrificed themselves for Super Earth. Okay, bye. Hey, normal me, character's over. The Yularen series, I just want to say, has been incredible, both responses and the growth of it. Like, TikTok has got nearly 150k views on one of them, even. So, thank you all so much for the support, the comments, the views, the likes, just everything. So thank you so much for that. I hope you enjoy this. If you want more stuff like this, let me know. Anyways, thanks. I'll see you next time. There's something fun at the very end of this, if you want to stay. Bye. The top comments and funny random lines all said in Democracy Yularen's voice. Absolute democracy. I cast testicular torsion. Oh no, my table. It's broken. Breaking news. Powerpuff Girls news reporter, Chemical X. And thus the Powerpuff Girls were born. Bye!